All right, welcome back to the Bulk Ops Bootcamp. And in Module 5 here, we're going to be going over the search term report and some different operations you can do with that. The bulk campaign builder, that'll be the next video, followed by our quick harvest feature. So that's also has to do with the search term report. And then we're going to finish up with our brand new keyword harvester. So let's get started. All right, so in this one, we're going to be going over bulk negating in the search term report. And after you sync your bulk file, which is this button right here, you're also going to see, in addition to your add type files, you're going to see an SPST sheet and an SBST sheet. So this is your sponsored products and sponsored brands search term report. There's also a sponsored display version, but they don't have it integrated in the bulk file, but you can check out the supplemental reports hub if you want to import that one as well. But basically the bulk negating is the first kind of operation we're going to talk about. It's one of the core functions that you'll want to work to, on a weekly, monthly basis to make sure, especially your research campaigns, so your broad phrase auto are kind of clean and all the wasted ad spend is really efficient in those. All right, so the tools we have to help execute this is a few different things. So there's, first off, on the settings tab, you have this section up here. So stoptimizer limits. These are like preset, easy kind of filters you can set by default. They'll look like this. You can change the values here in gray. But the idea is when you come in to your bulk file here, you can just come up and within the click of one button, check for any wasted ad spend on your search term report. So you can do this on your sponsored products or your sponsored brands. All right, so you can see here a short list of search terms. So you've got a search term in this column, our target in this column, and you can see none of these have orders, and they're either high impression, low click-through rate, or they meet the high spend, 0 orders, or high click, 0 orders criteria we had on the settings tab. So it's pretty easy as far as how to negate these. You just want to go through and decide, do you want to stop spending on either these ASINs or these search terms in your campaigns. So you got your campaign and your ad group here. The tool is going to do everything for you. This is kind of just a way to get everything organized and then have these check boxes that you can quickly go down and select the ones that you want to negate. So if some of them you don't want to, just leave them unchecked. And then when you're ready to push them over to the bulk negate tool, you just come up here and you click add selected to bulk negate tool. All right, and I'm going to hit OK. And from there, the next thing I like to do, I like to throw a filter around this table. So just click on the row number 2 there and just add a filter. Primarily because you want to assign the negate type next, and ASINs get a different negate type than keywords. So I usually will sort this just to get all the ASINs together. And basically what you need to do is just come over here, and any of them that don't have a match type in here, those are auto campaigns. Those are going to get a special selection here, this one right here. So you just want to make sure any ASINs, you choose that option and just drag it down just like that. And then you've got keywords here. You've got multiple different options for the keyword negations. So you can do campaign level negations, which are here. You have both phrase and exact. The majority of cases, though, you'll do an ad group level negation, which is going to be this one. And most of the time, it's going to be a negative exact. That's just going to completely eliminate ad spend on that search term in that campaign. So the other ones you might not want to check are like the exact match and also ASIN targeting, because those are kind of like, ASIN targeting is a type of exact match, which you can better handle, in my opinion, at the target level. So this is a bit different than, managing your bids and lowering your bids and pausing targets. This is removing search terms in campaigns to reduce wasted ad spend. So it's kind of two different things. And exact match and ASIN targeting, once you negate those, it kind of kills the campaign. So hopefully that makes sense. But the step you would potentially want to filter on there would be here, and you could just filter out by column L here, any of the exact match. You would just filter those out. So you're just looking at autos, broad, phrase, that sort of stuff. Okay. Now, you can also use this tool as a standalone tool. You just got to kind of read this section up here, and you got to populate the red column. So you need the search term, the ad type, and then the campaign and ad group ID, which you can actually get those IDs over on your bulk file. You got to unhide a little section here. But if you want to have if you have a list or something there that you want to do a quick bulk negation on across multiple campaigns, that can be this can be a useful standalone tool. But right now we're kind of using it in the bulk negation flow of our search term report tools here. So after you have the negation type figured out, then you're just going to click create negative upload file, and you'll see a new sheet's going to get created here. So I'm going to hit yes and hit OK. And I would recommend you kind of just look this over and kind of start to learn the formatted version of these bulk negation files. That way you can quickly notice anything that looks off at this stage. So any of the ASIN targeting where you're trying to prevent your ads from showing up for specific products, they'll look like this here, where it says in column B the entity product negative product targeting, and then the ASIN will be in this column, as opposed to keywords where you have the keyword in this column, negative exact, and it says negative keyword here. So if you have an auto campaign with keywords in them, keep in mind they'll show up like this with a negative keyword, and you can also have an auto campaign with a negative targeting where they show up. So two different scenarios there, and then obviously like broad phrase, they would look like this as well. So pretty simple and intuitive. Once you've got this dialed in, you're just going to export it. This is going to send it to your FBA export files folder. So there you go. And there's the file right there. So that file gets uploaded just like your bid optimization files through Bulk Ops Manager. And as soon as that uploads, the negations will be applied in your account, and you won't be wasting money on them going forward. So as far as frequency to do this, at least weekly when you first get started. The bigger your account, obviously, the more data you're going to have to work with. So if you got a smaller account, it may be like a every 2 week type of thing. But yeah, very important process that you get started implementing to keep those research campaigns bloat free. All right, and then the sponsor brands report, it's set up the exact same way. The process is the exact same. The only thing you can't do is bulk operations won't let you upload sponsor brands and sponsor display at the same time. So you just have to do it in two separate upload files. But the process as far as checking the boxes, sending it to the bulk negate tool, assigning the negate type, everything's the same. You'll just see over here, it'll say sponsor brands instead of the sponsor products. So one other thing I forgot to mention is you can use the custom filters here as well on your search term reports. You can also use them on your bulk files. But it's basically just a more in-depth way to set up these type of kind of quick filters. So you could name this like an SPST negation filter, and then say you want to do 0 orders, spend greater than whatever, $10, and you can just add them like that. You want to leave this blank. These here are for your ad type file filters. All right. And then once you've edited, you have to click authorize again. All right. And then now if I come over here, I can just use this as a similar custom filter in combination with these checkboxes to do the bulk negation step. So if you don't like the Stoptimizer limits, you can use this as well, and you can see the filters that were applied, 0 orders, and then the spend, and then you just do the exact same process. So anyway, hope this helps. See ya.